Hello, welcome to another episode of The High Ground, powered by Premier Companies. Ryan, how are you doing today?
Doing wonderful. How are you?
Good.
Good.
We have a new guest in the podcast room with us today, Bob Cherepski. I get the thumbs up.
Good job.
And Bob is over all of our convenience stores at Premier Ag.
Yeah, that's a little different business division than a lot of cooperatives would be having experience with.
It's going to be a fun podcast. We
Yeah.
got lots of questions. But before we start that, Ryan, we have started a new tradition.
Sometimes it works.
Sometimes, Bob. Oh, boy.
This one will be better. Bob's going to knock this one out of the park.
I think you'll like it.
Okay. So, Bob, our question of the day, as the guest, you get to go first. Who is the most famous person you've ever met?
Well, that's easy for me because it was back in 1988. I went to the Chicago car show at McCormick Place, and one of my best friends, his dad was private security for Walter Payton. So
Payton?
So I got to meet Walter Payton.
Sweetness?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
We have got to quit letting the guest go first.
Stood backstage, got to meet him, shook his hand. And that was the year that they rolled out the Buick Riata, if you remember that little two-seater car.
Huh.
That was the car on the Buick stage that year.
Nice.
And you met Walter Payton.
Yeah.
That is cool. That tops anything I've got for sure.
Yeah, I don't have any.
We should go on.
I met Tony Kanaan last year, the IndyCar driver.
Really?
Yep.
Walter Payton, that impressed me, though.
There you
There's
go.
only one him. Ryan, how about you?
So several music people, but I guess probably due to the popularity of his podcast and all his networking and advertising now, I guess. God, I'm drawing a blank.
Real famous.
Yeah.
After Walter Payton.
That's because he's a football player. Pat McAfee. God bless.
Oh, okay.
That's terrible.
Pat's not going to
Yeah.
watch this.
Yeah.
He doesn't
won't
watch.
see
No, he
this.
doesn't watch ours. He's got his own. He's a big deal. Yeah, he's a big deal now. But yeah, so I met him, and but several musicians. But I'll stick with him because I'm guessing from his platform, more people know him.
For our non-football, he was what position?
He was a kicker.
Kicker.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, that's a good position. I mean, I think the top 50 scores of the NFL, only one is not a kicker. A little piece of trivia.
Is that right?
Jerry Rice.
Okay.
He's the only one in the top 50.
And I think Pat McAfee's probably the only kicker that's ever been tested for a performance-enhancing drug after a tackle.
Yeah. Or recovered his own kickoff. Didn't he do that one time?
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
did
I think he
Did
kicked an onside kickoff. Well, this makes mine look kind of... I don't know. Famous people. I don't get around many famous people except for Premier Ag folks. But they had a wrestling tournament at West Washington High School, and I was probably in the 6th grade or 5th grade. And this is going to really narrow the audience down. But there was Jerry the King Lawler. I got his autograph.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh my gosh, Jerry the King Lawler. So I got his. They brought this wrestling match into the high school, and it was just the greatest thing. Place was packed, probably 1,500 people there, and it had handsome Jimmy Valiant and Jerry the King Lawler. That's all I got. I don't have a lot of other.
That's not ringing a bell.
No.
So the kids in the room aren't getting it.
I guarantee they're not getting it.
I could have gone with several of mine. I tried to go with one that would go
Oh,
across
you've had so many.
all audiences. Yeah, there's several. Yeah.
You get around.
I tried to get all audiences and thought through that. And you named a guy nobody's heard of.
Me and a buddy of mine were in the 6th grade, and we were sitting outside. We got bored at the Kentucky State Fair, and there was some show we was watching. So we were tired and bored, and we went and sat in this hall that nobody was in, and it kept filling up with more and more people. And we're sitting outside of this door in a couple metal chairs, and it was Tammy Wynette.
Nice.
Yep.
See?
But I mean, and we just kept sitting there because
That
we were
was
just
better.
two kids, and nobody was better than Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
But Tammy Wynette comes out, and she's like, "Hi, boys," and we're like, "Hi," and we was like, "Oh my gosh, that's like somebody famous."
It works.
All right, Sal. You have to go last. You always have to go last. you're right. That one didn't work either. All right, we may have to go to a different format yet. So, go ahead.
Bob, tell us about what the convenience stores at a Premier Ag.
Well,
They're convenient.
yeah. Wow, there we go.
They are so convenient.
We have
We can cut that, Bob.
Yeah. Could you?
I don't think so.
We
If we're not cutting Jerry Lawler, we're not cutting that.
Well, we have our 6 convenience stores here at Premier. We have our stores in Greensburg, Crothersville, Brownstown, Seymour, and of course in Bloomfield. And then we have our farm and pet store. We can't leave them out of the
That's
picture
right.
either. So let's make sure we include them.
Bait and tackle.
Yep. Well, a lot more than just bait and
That's
tackle,
right.
but
Farm
let's be
supplies.
real.
So before we get too far down the road with the farm store, can we talk about the inventory and the fish?
The what?
The inventory and the fish, yeah.
Isn't that the story? And there are crickets.
We got crickets and minnows
Yeah. So the
at the farm
minnows.
store.
Who counts those?
Somebody's got to count them.
Sounds like interns. Sounds like interns. But one of them had the perfect idea. If I remember this right, I hope I'm telling this story correctly.
Go ahead. I want to hear what you
Did they
said.
not? Did they not take a picture of the fish with their smartphone and then counted the fish in the picture? I believe that's.
I have never heard that before in my life.
That's future management, though. That's,
I thought somebody told me that. I thought, well, I would have never thought that, but that person's got it for somebody.
For usually it's you take the scoop and there's X amount of minnows in a scoop, and that's how we usually count them.
oh,
Yeah,
I,
just so
no
you
clue.
know.
There you go. Well, now we know. So,
Now you know.
But the picture, count the picture, I thought that was fantastic.
the crickets.
That's first
Maybe
time I
not
heard
true.
that.
Like a lot of good stories, the best ones aren't true.
urban
I don't
legend.
know. Yep. There you
And
go.
believe it or not,
Sorry, Bob.
speaking with bait and tackle, how much we've already started selling bait and tackle already this year because of the unseasonably warm weather we've
Sure.
had. So that's been great for us. We've actually started bringing minnows and everything and worms and everything already. So
Sweet.
I've seen the window stickers. How do I get one of them?
I just give you one.
I have one
I
on
got,
my,
I got
I
a
have
ton
one
of
on
them.
my Jeep, and I want another one.
Okay, I'll get you guys all you want.
Now we're going to need 4,000 of them.
Right.
All the
Yep.
listeners.
There you
know.
go.
And
There
we
you go.
forgot one store though. We got to the farm store. Did we did to farthest west?
Bloomfield.
Bloomfield. That's what we call
Bloomfield.
it?
The Junction.
Junction. That's what I got.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I mentioned them already. So actually, we do more than just sell fuel in most of our convenient locations. Actually, they all do. Our smallest location is in Greensburg, and that's our little kiosk store located on 766 Main Street, which does just pretty much sell fuel. They offer mid-grade, premium, and leaded, and they also sell rec fuel over there, whereas the store on Lincoln Street only sells unleaded, regular, premium, and diesel. Our Cartersville store, which is located in the same building as the Ag building, which you already know, Sal. We offer all the grades of fuel there, including our off-road and kerosene. And we also have a high-flow diesel lane there for our truckers. And then in Brownstown, which kind of relates a little bit back to Bloomfield, where in Brownstown, not only do we offer our quality fuels, but we also offer E88, E85, off-road, rec fuel, kerosene, and then also let's not forget about Charley Biggs Kitchen. So
Oh,
everyone loves our chicken. and
Everybody wants the chicken.
everybody wants chicken. I can attest, and it doesn't matter whether you're in Bloomfield or whether you're in Brownstown. That chicken is the best. I don't know if it's just the breading or if it's just the way they go about doing business, but they do a fantastic job, and we've really stole the market away from everyone else in town. And everyone loves livers. If I'm out of livers, I'm out of business.
really?
Yeah, go to a lot of livers.
I thought it was interesting that'd be the part of the chicken that we have to eat.
I will tell you a little story about the Junction facility. when we built that store in 2017, we put Charley Biggs chicken in. They gave us a box, this huge cardboard box to sell the chicken. You know, that you send it out. So you got the little lunch cardboard boxes that we're all familiar with seeing. Then they handed us this huge thing, and they're like, "That's 100-piece. It's a 100-piece box." I'm like, "Oh my
Wow.
gosh, we would never need that." Oh my goodness, it's unreal.
100
How many?
pieces?
It's not hard.
Yeah,
It's not hard to sell 100 pieces.
Not hard. my family has bought them for reunions, and I just thought that was the that was the biggest naysayer. There's no way we'll ever sell 100 pieces of chicken on one order. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
It happens a lot.
That'd feed a lot of people.
It does.
Well, you figure a couple people, if you're a decent eater, you're going to eat what? Probably 3 pieces. 4 if you're really hungry. And that's about all you're going to eat. But you figure if you're feeding a big enough group, 100 pieces, then go far.
No, it's an interesting business. So tell us a little bit about. We've talked supply chain with fertilizer guys, grain guys. We've talked about it. You were not without your own headaches.
No, we've gone through plenty. And actually, we still have a few bumps in the road. We still have some issues. One of the biggest challenges we have facing us right now is Cisco is being unionized on the drivers, and we're being told that there's a possibility next week they could be striking, and then we had to start pre-planning to get our orders in from Cisco for next week or possibly further down the road.
The food supplies.
Our food supplies from Cisco,
food
yeah.
and supplies. Okay.
Food and
All right.
supplies.
Like all the
They're being unionized, and they're in negotiations this week, and we just have to wait and see how it all pans out next week.
So what products does that affect?
Well, we got our chicken, livers, gizzards, potato salads, paper supplies, you name it.
Wow.
Everything but the grocery piece. That's through S. Abrahams.
And you had told me in passing that that a lot of the trucks, the routes, some of the distributors that you bought from, they really narrowed down the deliveries, right? I mean, it was they would only get, instead of 2 trucks a week or 3 trucks, we'd get 1 truck, or and it was all because of the driver shortage.
And there are just still those issues out there. A lot of times for us, it's the out of stocking. The out of stocks is our biggest issue each week. Is always fighting with, and we're never told it. One week it might be they don't have drivers. One week it's the manufacturers are out of stock, or maybe it's the shortage in the warehouse of workers that can't get the stuff loaded onto the truck. So every week's a unique challenge. And not only that, but and the biggest challenge, and you think that's enough, the other big challenge is how often prices change. I mean, I literally can change grocery prices every single week and not even keep up.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. You go to the grocery store 2 years ago, you could buy a candy bar for 50 cents. Now it's $2.
The candy bar's $2 now?
$2. And now everything's non-guaranteed anymore, which always used to be. You could always return products, and now manufacturers don't want to let you return items anymore. So now you're being more skeptical about what do you put on the shelf.
So how do you monitor that? Tell us that just a little bit. So let's dig into that. So you kind of know what's going in and out of that store, what moves and what doesn't move, based on turnover or out of date stuff. So you're monitoring that all the time. Our managers are monitoring that all the time.
Myself and the managers, we watch it on a weekly basis. We kind of watch the shelves. We've even started consolidating some items, saying, do we really need 7 flavors of Kit Kat bars? Or do we just need 2 or 3? I mean, it comes to a point you just got to be smart.
Sal thinks you do.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't.
I mean, birthday
Unless
Kit
they make
Kat.
9, and then you need 9.
And you need 9. Think about Reese's cups. There's probably 8, 9 flavors of Reese's cups out there.
See, technology.
And there's probably, 6 sizes?
Oh, yeah. You got the single serves, you got the king size, you got the big
42
cups.
SKUs on a Reese's peanut butter cup.
As funny as that sounds, it happens, and sometimes you just got to monitor that and decide, hey, that's not selling. Let's move it.
I thought we had package size problems in agriculture, but
sounds like we got.
And then
things are tough all over.
And then they change the UPC on you, and then you start all over the process all over again, putting everything in the system. So it creates a lot of challenges. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. That's why you're here.
That's
we don't know what's
yeah.
going on. Yeah,
Absolutely.
what about the? I got, I guess, 2 ways I want to go, but one is the fuel. I guess at Brownstown, is that the only station where they can kind of pick? There's so many selections of different types of fuel, renewable fuels, ethanol.
Yep.
Can you explain that a little bit about the different pumps?
Well, we have, like I said, in Brownstown, we offer unleaded, mid-grade premium. We do rec fuel, which is our 90 plus, which is no octane. And then we offer E85, and then which is our flex fuel, and then E88, which is the Probably the biggest fuel I think out there that people are not taking advantage of right now is the 88.
Explain
Do
that.
you do that?
Yes,
Sal?
I do.
Do you buy it?
When I'm in Brownstown, I do.
All right, Ryan, do you?
I do not all the time.
Okay.
I usually fill at the junction.
And as long as your vehicle's over 2001, you can get E88 in your vehicle. It won't affect anything in your car. Burns a lot cleaner. It's 15% ethanol. It's great product for your car.
Support the farmers.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I think what scares is isn't that the one with the blue?
It's got the blue handle
Yep.
on it.
So it looks different. So I think that kind of. But I was in a meeting and you said 2001. You think 2001 and
One or
newer,
more. Yep.
And it's generally it's priced.
It's priced
little
well. Most stations they do 5 to 10 cents less than
Yeah.
regular unleaded gas. It burns cleaner, has a higher octane level in it, and it's much better for the environment as far as the emissions are concerned. And it all goes back to the farmers. I mean, we're really helping. One is feeding the other, and it really just is a great deal that I think everyone should be involved in.
Is that consistent across all? Like if it's E88, do they all have blue handles?
Yes,
Okay.
that's a requirement. Just like E85, you pull in a flex fuel station, it's a yellow handle.
Okay.
There's no way around it.
Good.
The only difference is the diesel. It just depends on what company you work for. It might be a red handle, might be a green handle.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what else? What else you put through that store that we might find of interest? Your lottery. You've got.
Well, lottery. What else going to say? Other than food, grocery
Breakfast.
items, breakfast items, biscuits and gravy. Can't beat that. And then we just have a lot of side items that we interchange. Right now we're running popcorn chicken right now through the Lenten season, so people have other opportunities to try something else, which is going over very well. So we're really happy about that. And then over in our Seymour location, we started selling soups on a regular basis. So we change those soups out every couple of days. It seems to work really well during the wintertime. Come springtime, summer, I have to try something else. But we're always looking for ways to adapt and change, like doing a shrimp dinner with hush puppies right now in the store. And we'll keep that running for a while. And then we'll try to create something new, whether it's Sloppy Joe's or we'll do pulled pork sandwiches. We're always trying to reinvent the wheel to give customers another option other than, as you know, you go to McDonald's, why do people look at the menu? I mean, at McDonald's, don't you know what's on the menu by now?
Yeah.
Never changes, right?
The ice cream machine's always broke.
Yeah. Always got to wait for coffee. And now everything's in a kiosk. You don't talk to anybody anymore. McDonald's, world's changing.
Yeah.
So hit on that. So we have some good people at our convenience stores. I get complimented all the time about, man, you got nice people at your. I just people talk about that. They're like, your people are so nice at your stores. So kudos to you all. But I think we should give them a shout out for sure.
They definitely deserve to be accredited for the hard work they do. And when I meet new employees or I talk to them, I said the one thing that separates us from Circle K, Casey's, any of those other places is we offer the customer service that people expect. We don't want to walk in and there's 15 people in line, there's one employee working and no one's giving any attention. The store's not clean, neat, and organized. And restrooms. Come on, the two biggest things is waiting in line and restrooms. If those things are terrible, the whole experience is going to be terrible no matter how cheap the gas is.
Yeah.
And we have to take care of the customers. And I think that acknowledging that customer when they walk into the door, and if I see you walking in, Sal, to come get your Camel snooze, I'm going to say, hey, Sal, how are you today?
My mom doesn't know I chew that, by the way.
Sorry, Mom.
She does know.
Sorry, Mom. But what a difference that makes when someone refers to you by name when you walk in the door. It kind of makes it makes it very personal.
And they are spotless. Those the convenience stores are just everywhere from out at the pumps. I mean, even the displays are all wiped off, and you go somewhere else, you're out of town, and you get gas somewhere else, and it's like they're all printed up, and there's cigarette butts or whatever all over the place, and our stores are just, the people are cleaning. If they're not doing something, they're definitely cleaning in there. Super friendly. I see them. I got my regulars. I'm kind of my regular. They know it's in the supply chain. My Camel Snuffs. If I did chew that, Mom.
Oops.
That's 6 of the 7 flavors of Kit Kat.
Yeah. Hey. Well,
Soon to be 9.
you just never know.
What else you got to tell us about him, Bob?
Well, I'm trying to think of what else to share with you other than what we offer at convenience stores. Touching back on the farm store, let's get away from counting minnows. Crickets is all the items that we offer at the farm store. Most people, they think a farm store is just basic supplies with feed and stuff like that and grass seed, but we offer so much more. I mean, we sprayer parts, tools, fishing bait and tackle. We have food for your dogs, your cats, your chickens, your horses, your birds. I mean, there's so many other things we can offer you there. And Trevor's done a great job with trying to expand the farm store to make it more localized. With especially, we really changed our mind was during COVID. We started to really get involved in the bait and tackle side of things because there were so few places to go.
Yeah.
And we've kind of built a new audience there. And one of the biggest things that we can attribute to is, once again, reverting back to what the C-stores do, is how we give that customer service. And, we might not be Tractor Supply, we might not be Real King, but when you walk in the store, we're going to acknowledge you, we're going to take care of you, we're going to bring that feed to your car. We're not going to tell you, oh, thank you for your money, now get out, go pack your own car. We'll load it on your truck, we'll help you out. We fill the propane tanks for you. You don't have to go out to a cage and wait for someone to open up the door for 10 minutes while they're busy at the register waiting for you to get your propane tank changed out. I really think that's what really kind of makes Premier retail so much different than most other places.
You fill a lot of tanks.
Yeah.
I mean,
and wish it was colder. We'd fill a lot more right now. But we're getting a little.
But no tackle.
Yeah, but no tackle.
But
we had those warm days, boy. Let me tell you, people are already asking for worms. Unbelievable.
How
already.
do you count the crickets anyway? You gotta ask. I mean,
not
you
gonna ask.
know you wanted to know.
I'm not. No, he didn't. He wanted to get away from that.
By the tube.
By the tube.
We put it. They come in a tube. You measure them by how many are in a tube. You fill a tube. I think there's 20 in a tube.
All right.
There you go. That's
Who didn't know that, Sam?
I guarantee our
And
listeners.
people
didn't.
buy crickets all year long. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
You know why people buy crickets in
I
the
don't-
wintertime?
Probably don't want to know.
Yeah, you do. Come on. Take
Sir.
a take
All
a
right.
guess.
Why do they buy crickets in the wintertime, Bob?
Reptiles.
I thought you were going to say they ate them.
I
Nope.
did too. That's what I was afraid of.
Well, I could kill them, put chocolate on them. We could sell them with Kit Kat juice or something on there and sell them. You could eat them. What do you think?
This is gonna get-
I've eaten spiders. You don't know. You don't know.
You have no idea.
So they feed them to reptiles.
Reptiles. Yeah, it's a big deal.
That's a whole different demographic of people
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
keep a reptile.
I don't own a reptile, so I have no clue, but apparently it happens a lot.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'll be dang.
Yeah. It's a bigger problem if you don't see your snake for a couple days than it is if you don't see your cat for a couple days.
Yeah.
If you don't see your cat for 2 days, you worry about the cat. You don't see your snake for 2 days, you begin to worry about yourself.
Self.
Yeah.
Is that your leg, honey, or is that something else?
Oh, my. Well, Bob,
okay.
I don't think I have any more questions.
No, this has been interesting. I've learned a lot. Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
You have anything
Appreciate
else
being
for
here.
us?
No,
Bob, you have an app.
I have an app, our
You have an
Rovertown app. Yes,
Yes.
we do. You go to Google Play Store. You could go to Apple Store and look up Rovertown. You can look up Premier Energy. Download that app, and it will give you information about our locations. You can also go to premierag.com, and you can always fill an application or come in one of our convenience stores, and we have little cards with a QR code on it. Just scan it, and you can log in, and we can get you signed up.
What about your gas cards?
And don't forget your gas cards. Yeah, I mean, how can you beat 5 cents off? I mean, Circle K and everyone else is offering discounts all the time. So you get one of our proprietary cards, you can save 5 cents a gallon on your gas just with one of our own in-house cards.
Easy peasy. And
Easy
the gift
peasy.
cards, too.
And you can get gift cards anytime. Just come in and ask cashier, and we'll fill you up.
All right.
Got a lot. We just encourage everybody to stop by if you see one of the Premier Energy C stores. Stop in to see our folks. You will be welcomed. There's no doubt.
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
All right.
Bob,
Thanks,
thank
guys.
you.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate all the listeners. And if you like it, please like and subscribe. And that's another episode of the High Ground, powered by Premier Companies. Thank
Thanks.
you very much.
Thank you. See ya.